So once you've actually got the hip, the thoracic spine, the hip, sorry, and the ankle joint moving with all those movements, now you can look at activating, especially through your glutes, through your smaller glute muscles, through your hamstrings, through your hip flexor muscles. You can start to now get them activated. And I'll show you some simple exercises that you can do to get these muscles switched on. Okay, so watch out. Glute bridge, I'll show you from here. Simple glute bridge. It's just here, guys. I know there's not much resistance, but even for most of you guys, this will be quite challenging. So you just take one foot off, drive up through the heel, hold, come back down. Touch your butt to the floor, squeeze up and down. So you would do 10 on each side. This one is to activate the hip flexor muscles, guys, which crosses the hip. So when you do a squat or you do a lunge, any sort of lower body exercise, hip flexors are involved. So all you're doing is thinking of lifting this up and over. Imagine you have something there and you're lifting. Try and stay upright, lift up and over. That. Again, you could do between 5 and 10. Same on the other side. My left hip flexor actually feels stronger than my right. Restricted, that one I can lift higher, which is strange. Next one, it's called the fire hydrant. It's to get these smaller glute muscles working. It's like a dog taking a piss. And again, you'll see how restricted I am through my hips. You're trying to lift this as high up as you can without moving through your back, without tilting. You're trying to stay square on. Lift up, back in. Again, do probably 5 to 10. Right side is much better for me. Again, if you retest your squat, you should feel much more loose to then go do your squatting exercises, do your lunging exercises, deadlift movements. You'll feel much better. And that's how you would warm up. Again, guys, there's a million and different one. I'm just giving you stuff that I've used over the years from a very basic level where it's not complicated. If you learn that, go through it, it'll take you between 10 and 15 minutes at most, right? You'll know yourself how stiff your body is. Then from there, when you're any exercise that you're doing, guys, when it comes to squatting, when it comes to deadlifting, these types of exercises, which every guy loves to do, every guy, it's almost a rite of passage, right? That fucking you walk in the gym and it's like, you see the big guys squatting or whatever it is, your mate, you go with your mate and we need to do a barbell back squat, it's the best for building your legs. It's not. It's a great exercise, but it's not the best. Deadlift, great exercise, not the best for the majority of people I see in the gym. It's not. We can always do variations. If you watch any of my Instagram stuff, I'm always doing a variation of the deadlift, whether it's using this here, which is a trap bar deadlift, so the handles are higher up, so you don't need as much mobility to get down there. I like to use, move that there. I like to use a rack where I can set the pins up to a higher height. I can still focus. If you imagine I've got a barbell, I can still focus in doing this movement, touch, and come back up. Where the lower you go, the more difficult it becomes, right, from a mobility standpoint. And if you're loading that barbell up and you've not got the mobility or the flexibility to go there, boom. And that's why a lot of people end up hurting their back or hurting their knee when they're squatting. Oh, you must squat all the way down, mate. You must, it's no squat. Go to what's called an active range. I'm going to show you just very quickly here with this bar here, which is called a safety bar squat. When it comes to doing any exercise, there's something called an active range of motion, meaning where can I go to on the squat where I can still keep the muscles activated and without stressing my joints too much. Okay, so if someone tells you to squat ass to grass and it doesn't feel right, don't go there. Don't go there, you don't need to. Okay, someone tells you you must deadlift from the floor and you do it and it doesn't feel right, you don't need to. You're not a fucking power lifter, right? You're not trying to win any competitions on the squat or the deadlift. You're just everyday guy who just wants to build some muscle, lose a bit of fat and just generally feel better. You don't need to go there. Okay, so on this, so watch in. That is my full range on a squat without my heels elevated. Now, if you struggle with the squat and your gym has one of these, or you can use some plates. Again, a lot of my restriction comes actually from the ankle joint, comes from the muscles that run up the side here, called your soleus muscles, are tight. My tibialis, which is a muscle in the front of your shin, tibialis anterior, is tight as fuck. Tight. So when I go into squat, you need dorsiflexion. You need your ankle, your foot to be able to do this really well. Mine's doesn't, because my calves, the calf muscle, the soleus and the tibialis anterior are restricted. And no doubt that somehow the bone structure is restricted as well, from years of fucking running on astroturf and concrete and everything else, right? So when I use a heel lift, you'll see the difference. And you can also do this if you feel quite restricted. This will allow you to keep a more upright torso, actually more knee bend, which is more quads as opposed to hips. I'm a kind of hip dominant squatter, it's called. So watch that. So as you see, or hopefully you can see, slightly deeper squat, hips below the knee joint more, because I'm taking away the restriction at the ankle joint through the soleus tibialis anterior, those muscles there. So to recap, guys, it's quite a lot, actually it's a longer video than what I thought we'd do, but anyway, when you do lower body, warm up correctly. Again, you can choose exercises from anybody that you want. I've given you the ones that I've just used over the years, which I feel as though help prepare my body, my lower body for squatting, lunging, even leg presses and things like that. You can Google as many as you want, YouTube as many as you want. I believe those exercises are quite nice to use. Most of the men that I've coached over the years enjoy using them as well, so I'm just passing them on to you before you go into your lower body work. Think of active range. How does the exercise feel? Can I go lower, or if I go lower, am I starting to stress my knee, my hip, my lower back, my upper back? Use common sense when you train, guys. Use common sense. Get to know your own body. Get to know your own body. But I hope those warm-ups help you. I hope that when you go to pick exercises, you choose the correct exercises for you. Meaning, you don't need to barbell back squat. You don't need to do safety barbell. You don't need to do deadlift from the floor. You don't need to do trap bar. Guys, you'll be at a stage in your life where you just want to be fit and healthy. So I encourage you to select your exercises carefully when you're training. So as I said, for myself personally, I hardly ever do a full deadlift. I always use the pins to lift it up, and I can still focus on training and strengthening the posterior chain, the muscles in the back of the body. I can still work that without doing a full deadlift. I can still choose variations which challenge my quads, build strength in the muscles in the front of the body, without doing a full barbell back squat where maybe you can't get yourself into position correctly because you have restriction through here, you have restriction through your hips, your ankle, and you can use variations on leg presses and stuff. Again, be careful of how much of a range of motion you're using as well. So I really hope that helps you on the 5-day masterclass. It's quite a long video. I know you can skip through again and try and find the bits which you find most interesting. But I really hope that helps you guys, and continue to follow me on Instagram at JaiCanning07. I've just started TikTok as well. Try and find me on there. Can't remember my page now, but if there's anything that you need, guys, you can reply to this email. If you ever want to join one of my Burn and Build programs, just send me a message and I can send you a link and we can get on a call. No obligation call, just me and you, and we'll discuss your goals, where you're at, what you're struggling with, and if you feel as though the program is right for you, you join the program. So I hope that helps, man. Thanks for doing my 5-day masterclass, and please email me, message me if you've ever got any questions related to nutrition, training and lifestyle to get you back in shape again.